Hello and welcome back to the Coin Lady channel. Today, a judge issued an order essentially telling the SEC to get to work. I'll fill you in on the details, but that's about it. You also know that the SEC has been as non-responsive as possible during the entire case, which has been going on for over 2 years. And that's partly what brought to the current situation. However, it is refreshing to see the court order instruct the SEC to respond to something, as that is the proper course of action and what the agency is mandated to do. But those people over there are horrible monsters at heart. As a result of a meet and greet between the chief legal officers of Coinbase and Ripple, and the subsequent sharing of a picture of the two of them, rumors are circulating that XRP may be relisted. Now, I'm not saying that I believe it, but I do assume that eventually, whenever justice is done, however long it takes, XRP will be reinstated on Coinbase. This is all my opinion and not a sign of any kind. It's fine if you disagree, but I'm not viewing this as a sign that it's really going to happen anytime soon. Before we go any further, though, I need to fill you in on the details. I do want to be crystal clear. I come from no financial or legal background. I'm not qualified to give you financial or legal counsel. And you should not make any financial decisions based on what I write or say. For fun and as a pastime, I enjoy making videos about crypto-related topics to share on YouTube. It's mostly just setting the table. Here is a CNBC headline from April 24th, before we get into the first topic. So, about a week and a half have passed. After the SEC went silent for months, Coinbase decided to take legal action. I wrote extensively about this at the time it happened, noting how great it was that the battle had finally reached the SEC. Here is the one piece of information essential to understanding the rest of the story. The top section is from CNBC, by the way. Cryptocurrency trade on Monday, Coinbase launched a lawsuit against the SEC, demanding that the agency make public its response to a petition it had submitted many months earlier, asking whether it would allow the cryptocurrency industry to be regulated under existing SEC frameworks. Securities issued and traded by digitally native techniques, such as cryptocurrencies, are the subject of a petition submitted to the SEC in July 2022, which requests the adoption of rules for such offerings and trades. So, here we are in the month of May. 10 months have passed since July of last year. After so much time has passed without any action being taken, today we get this headline with the court requiring the SEC to finally do its darn job. Here then is the Cointelegraph headline. In response to Coinbase's legal executive's complaint, the SEC has 10 days to respond. Coinbase's chief legal officer Paul Grewal made an announcement on May 4 stating that the Third Circuit Court of Appeals had reacted to the SEC case regarding the need for clear guidelines for trading digital assets. The fight for regulatory clarity has advanced in the courts. Grewal claims that the court's ruling on their SEC-related case was a one-sentence textual order. Coinbase has filed a writ of mandamus, and the court has ordered the SEC to respond within 10 days. A writ of mandamus is a court order that directs a subordinate public servant to carry out their obligations as required by law. In short, this is used when a government agency is not carrying out its responsibilities as they should. It's exactly as I said it would be at the beginning of the video. So, you might remember that lawyer named John Deaton, and the date was probably January 1, 2021. Approximately 1 week after the SEC Ripple lawsuit was filed, attorney John Deaton filed a writ of mandamus. I don't recall the specifics, but it was the first suit filed against the SEC. And the SEC was totally at blame for failing to fulfill its duty. So, in this specific application involving Coinbase, it does the job. And the court ruled that, yep, that's right, get to work, you little punk-ass bitches. According to Grewal, the court allowed Coinbase 7 days to file a response to the SEC's response. He was also grateful for the court's careful consideration of the evidence. In light of this, it is encouraging to see that the preponderance of news stories covering the SEC and real court proceedings in 2023 have, at the very least, not been so good, not been so positive for the SEC. Here's yet another case in which the law was enforced by a judge. The SEC should just obey the law already. Also, just a friendly reminder about something completely unrelated to cryptocurrencies, the SEC's track record of success in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has ruled against them in 5 of the last 6 instances. That this government entity has gone rogue is abundantly evident. They are acting in an arbitrary manner. They violate norms of decency and the rule of law. They are not behaving in a law-abiding manner. That is without a doubt. In the case of SEC versus Ripple, Judge Netburn noted that both sides were doing whatever they damn well pleased. However, despite what they may say to one another in their private echo chamber, they're not, in fact, getting away with this. They are taking a beating right now. In the SEC versus Ripple case, I eagerly anticipate Judge Torres's destruction of them. That may or may not occur, though. However, I'm hopeful that P holders will receive at least good news regarding secondary market transactions. This is what the top official at crypto exchange Coinbase had to say about the relisting of XRP in a recent interview, for good measure. And look, I've already said that I believe it's inevitable. I'm confident that XRP will be reinstated on Coinbase soon, as I think that justice will be served. The only unknown is how long that will take, which will be determined by the specifics of Judge Torres' ruling. Peter continues reading. Coinbase's chief legal officer Paul Grewal has laid out the requirements for relisting XRP on the platform. Coinbase is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States. In a recent episode of Real Vision's Crypto Daily Briefing, Grewal discussed this with host Ash Bennington. Specifically, crypto enthusiasts questioned Grewal about Coinbase's case against the US SEC. How the current legal climate in the United States influences the regulatory future of the cryptocurrency business. Eddie asked a question that Bennington forwarded to Grewal. Naturally, my fellow YouTuber and influential member of the XRP community and I are discussing cryptocurrency. Eddie questioned how the listing of XRP on Coinbase would be affected if a judge determined that XRP sales on the secondary market were not securities. That's a really good inquiry. In response, Grewal stressed that Coinbase continually reviews its listing decisions from all assets. He explained that the litigation from the US SEC, which began in December 2020, forced the exchange to stop allowing XRP to be traded. Greenwald emphasized that despite the fact that 2 years have passed, the Coinbase team is still keeping an eye out for Judge Analisa Torres' decision in the ongoing litigation around XRP. For this reason, I maintain that Coinbase's decision to delist XRP can largely be attributed to the exchange's pursuit of an IPO prior to the lawsuit's dismissal at the end of 2020. An IPO requires approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission. It was probably around the middle of April in 2021. This IPO did go ahead. Now, while I agree that this was a major factor, I believe they still would have erred on the side of caution and delisted XRP anyway. Most conversations went that way. However, I applaud the courage of markets like Uphold, which has never delisted XRP. And by the way, because every single US exchange under the sun delisted XRP, it was nothing but a windfall for Uphold. Actually, they recently acquired. I feel compelled to mention that my guess is that it was well over $1 billion. Either 1 billion XRP were involved, or $1 billion. I want to say $1 billion worth of XRP, and it makes up almost a third of their total trade, but I can't find the number in my notes. Possibly around 28%. I'm going off recollection here, but there was a tremendous amount of commerce. They showed great fortitude in pressing ahead with this despite being told by their legal counsel that there was no precedent for their proposed action. The SEC just can't get it together. And, I think a lot of that action is going to linger with Uphold as everything settles down. I believe they have earned the devotion of many in the XRP community by showing the fortitude to see this through. Then there's this lingering doubt brought on by the upcoming XRP listing on Coinbase and a meeting between the chief legal officers of both companies. We have a query here. That's why I have to raise my voice. Paul Grewal, chief legal officer at Coinbase, tweeted gratitude to Stuart Alderoty, general counsel at Ripple, for hosting him today. Also, I'll make a note that you're currently viewing the profile of Stuart Alderoty. I know he formally identified himself as general counsel, but he now claims the title of chief legal officer. As far as I'm aware, either way, it still refers to the top legal guy in the company. So, I don't know why he made the switch, but the crypto basic is now incorrect, even though it seems to accomplish the same thing in practice. Simply taking note. Whatever. However, the calm has not broken. Gruel said that he and Alderodi needed to meet more frequently and included a photo of themselves, taken likely after their meeting. Alderodi replied to the tweet by thanking Gruel for visiting the legal department of Ripple during their offsite. And there's a snap of the BFF chilling together. That's why everyone's also released XRP, and it's great to see them working together to at least talk about it. Next, lawyer John Deaton added the following caption to the photo: "Coinbase is not seen as a friend by many XRP owners." Oh, I see. I get it, but just because you don't want to be friends with someone doesn't make you an enemy. One person's adversary is another person's friend. A picture, I've heard, is worth more than 1,000 XRP. Respect for attorney John Dean's reasoning. I've had a lot of issues with Coinbase, so you should know that. Just being honest, I'm not. I'm not thrilled with how they've been treating our community as a whole, and the fact that they've been dragging their feet on distributing flared tokens and failing to address the fact that they have additional fee holders and Songbird tokens that they are obviously not going to give out bothers me. Right now, a lawyer named Fred Rispoli is representing a member of the XRP community who is suing Coinbase. About how many months ago that was released, I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see how long that takes to play out, but we'll start working on a plan to get those Songbird tokens into the hands of XRP holders as soon as possible. There's a lot I don't like about this, but I find myself agreeing with what Attorney Deaton has to say. Yes, we must band together to resist the SEC. I'm relieved to see that Coinbase has recently shown some kind of courage in dealing with the SEC. So, we shall see what develops. Regarding the SEC's attacks, I believe they are on the side of history. However, this is a very steep hill to climb. No, I don't give out financial advice. Nothing I say or write should be used as a basis for making any kind of financial transaction. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'll see you later.